to stop GG's momentum.
Alrighty, well, here we go. GG dropping in close proximity to Bowder, heading straight to Waterfall. They've got a fan picked up as once again we head over to the Rift Portals to see a fight between JL and JDG. It's just a perma scrap over here, but JL losing VVV off the bat is going to cost them pretty heavily. As it looks like TUTIC's trying to re-engage. Onefeng doing his best to hold them all at bay, but his health bar is being cut down. Down he goes, JDG able to pick this one up, but it is all about the Waterfall fight here. GG have already lost CJS. Bowder being able to shut that one down. GG get themselves caught out by the charm. They're getting locked in place, trying to get the katana strikes off. They can't get any time.
No.
Rio goes down. Both of the front runners are down at the beginning of the game.
Both of GG and JL losing their first fights. And that is going to be a lot of momentum loss. We have seen, however, that even if they lose that first fight, they have the macro understanding to recover. They're probably going to res somewhere into corruption tick damage that hasn't been already looted by these teams, as KLA drop the Bane's Ref, guaranteed that they have full control of Salvation Podium. One of their players goes underneath, rotates around, figures out where the arrows are pointing, and they can solve puzzle and be in and out lickety split in a very succinct fashion before they get third party contested. KLA are setting themselves up. They are incredibly close as well to that 70-point marker. With this immediate loot disparity between themselves and everybody else, they can try and take advantage of OUG, who have kited over here, seen that Bane's Ref go down and want to figure out what's going on. It's opened up with a Viper ultimate coming on through from Jinyu into a Tessa V1 cast from SS, who gets stuck inside the Tumult Wisp, however, and needs the full charged RMB back to back on purple scale halberds into legendary damaging dual blades. KLA instantly shredding that Tessa down, and OUG just not getting that free space to back on off. QGG overholding the blue, waits for the parry animation before getting to commit on in with the focus attack, and this should just be clean up. However, OUG's U finds a potential turnaround. Nessa's connecting onto multiple players of KLA. QGG forced into utilizing the ultimate. Karumi V2 as well to make sure that KLA are not losing their Rebirth charms early on. SS gets another cast of the Tessa V1. Tumult ultimate gets dropped into position just to make sure that they don't get to capitalize off of any of those players getting staggered down. And KLA pick themselves up. Not quite a clean, definitely not a fast, but it's still 4 kills going their way, and they are now 7 points away from qualifying. If JL and GG go out of this lobby early, KLA are within spitting distance of that championship.
Yeah, they're so close right now. Bowder also with those 3 kills. Massive pickup for them. There's multiple teams who could be qualifying off the end of this one, but we're watching JL right now, who are in the middle of a fight. They're going to get locked down by this Viper stun. VVV finds himself caught out, taken down. They've lost their Viper. Remember, they've already used the Rebirth. JL trying to get the root pick up. Onefeng invisible right now as TUTIC's just trying to hold him fast. Gets the parry on to Onefeng, forces him back. TXJ is going to be next up on the menu. This is a 2 versus 2. TUTIC low HP. Out comes the Wu Chen. JDG do not want to hang about any longer. That was getting a little bit too dicey for them.
Did they chase? Did they see where the Wu Chen went? Maybe they just saw a little pixel
the wind walls are up.
Where JDG were. It's interesting as well that one thing for the Yoda is utilizing the F3 to cover VVV when there's like it's contested with something like a Viper or a Tessa stun coming on through. They definitely know now where the Wu Chen team is going to be coming from. One thing trying to find that engagement immediately, back-to-back charge verticals from this fan coming on out from both of these two players on JL's side. Gets the scoop onto one of the players from JDG, drops in with that F3 to clear the space, and JL keep committing the charge verticals. As a result, one thing gets parried. The F3 means that he is safe to pick the fan back up. Swaps over to the Hangsword, lets loose the charge vertical on that weapon instead, as we try and utilize the movement tech on the Hangsword to dodge away from the tech chase coming through from JDG. However, the Tessa ultimate catches onto the players of JL. Matari ultimate now comes into play. Is TXA able to do the damage to keep Onefeng healed up? He's able to put himself out of distance, but the fight comes back in with the grapple into horizontal to find the follow-up damage onto JDG's ZDI, who is going to go down. And somehow, out of the dying embers, JL, who were on the back foot the second that the Matari ultimate hits, turn the fight around and continue in this lobby, which is devastating news for the likes of Bowder and KLA and XEG, who all had such a strong opening.
They had a very, very strong opening. They're also probably a little bit concerned about GG, who just picked up 3 kills for themselves as well. There are 2 front runners still very much in this game. Realm Yang will be spawning up relatively soon as well. GG. This is their typical. If they lose at Waterfall, they run to City attack. So if you were trying to grief GG, you could drop on Imperial, beat them, run down to City attack, and catch them while they're looting. This is the go-to play here from GG, and we're seeing them actually getting themselves their 3 kills versus JJH. So they stay very much in this game. LXM using that longsword just to space Chloe down, catch him with the uppercut. Really, really nice stuff coming in from GG. Playing it very, very clean, considering they had a bit of a fumble at the start.
Yeah, GG, like you said, able to find those kills very, very cleanly, except until now. We'll be able to find a parry as well onto that Yushan and set themselves up. 3 kills now netted for GG. Crucially as well, that is going to be Valda V2 up for LXM. When we get to see these Realm of Yangs come through, I would expect that GG, because this is the round that they have to take that MVP, they have to get the kills. They cannot play it slow and play for the end game. They need to go into that Realm of Yang to get those kills, to get that Vermilion Bird Smite, and then they can play slow tempo. Once that chaos runs on first, we can have a look at DRG versus JJH. This is where JJH revived out into that corruption tick damage, unfortunately putting themselves into what they thought would be the safest play. DRG spot out the strategy, camp City of Tang, and get to collapse onto them, as now we get to see JL. They've got all of their ultimates except TXJ's currently in play, just going for a little bit of loot pathing, also making sure that none of these teams that are looking for that recovery are rezzing out in corruption, hunting down stragglers. But you can see from the overhead minimap, no one is within distance, and JL are going to be turning instead their attention surely to a Realm of Yang, which potentially they get contested over with TE starting to pop over to that space as well.
Alrighty, well, for now the Realm of Yang spawning up. See if Bowder positioning themselves on it. Are GG going to get in is the question, or are they just going to try and maybe jump someone else? Is WBG coming in with the third party just to catch WBG off guard before they can get their hands on this Realm of Yang, just playing interrupt with the blind date comp. That was an Aurora burst I just
yeah,
saw.
Yeah, very early Aurora burst.
Was not ready for that one. It looks like Sleepwalker just trying to find himself a couple of grabs, but already in danger. Caught out by the charm. He's going to get slammed down before he can do too much. Peak's able to break away. Caught out by the charm. Locked in place. Ajao goes down to the Aurora burst there. Actually, the pole sword in the middle of the Aurora burst. As Sleepwalker's breaking away from Peak, but down goes Sleepwalker. He has not got anything left in him. That is him down and out of the game. First team down.
Yeah, that Aurora burst is huge because it has a silence attached to it. And that meant that the Tian Hai, he found the grab on the player, but the silence was still there. Crazy stuff coming on through. As it is going to be Realm of Yang. GG did decide to take it. Valda V2 going to be coming into play. We haven't seen it break out just yet. Scarish instead for the pole sword, looking to start up this engagement. As JL going to be up against GG. This is going to be a huge factor in deciding who walks away the overall MVP in this game. VVV having utilized that Zai ultimate and all of those Fs. TXJ still holding onto the Matari ultimate in case they need to play that sustain long term. JL VVV catching, putting the pressure onto LXM. Now we get to see that Valda V2 coming into play. Spear's still going to be up for LXM. VVV having to step into position and try and keep the Valda's attention occupied. There's the next F3 coming on through. JL does does lose TXJ, however, as VVV outside of that Zai ultimate. Does he have enough damage? He gets stuck into the spear, coming through from the V2 into the blistering edge follow-up from LXM. The Zai F3 normally does the cooking, but this time it's a little bit burnt for the side of JL. Huge F3 finds the connection onto LXM, but it's not enough. One horizontal hit from the pole sword finishes the fight, and GG are able to see off JL.
I love Valda. She's so fun to watch, man. I'm kind of sad that no one else has actually picked up on this tech. It's only GG playing Valda and trios right now, and they just look so good with it. LXM has really mastered this way to play Valda with the Cannonball comp. It's brilliant to watch, and I believe they have something like an 80% win rate in the first Realm of Yang with this comp. It's crazy how many times they win Realm of Yang with this.
You can see as well that they've really landed and found their comfort with this Valda, because the last times when they would win the Realm of Yang, it would be longevity from the V2, but not really big spears coming through from LXM. That spear onto the Zai was monumental. The follow-up of Blistering Edge, one of Valda's biggest problems is that unlike Temi, who has the full duration of the CC if you get hit by the Wisp, Valda, the second you land the CC, you have one hit, so you have to make it count. And that swap onto the pulse for the blistering to confirm the connection onto the Zai was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. They balanced the longevity of the tankiness you get with the kind of CC. It was so well there. And now on 6 kills. The thing is if you look at the top end of the table, 6 for GG, 5 for JL, 6 for Valda, 7 for KLA. The lobby's all popping off. Everyone's on fire right now, so GG have some work to do.
Yeah, the thing for GG, though, is because they won that Realm of Yang, right? They can now take these 6 kills and play the way that they did when they MVP'd with Valda before. Play for the heal off, right? Prioritize keeping all of your players alive, and you can see that they're going out onto the outer edges, looking to see if they can pick up some stragglers, but they're also not going to be taking these hard engagements. JL lost the Realm of Yang fight. Yes, they're almost equal with GG in terms of kills, but they have to take another fight. Otherwise, they go out of this lobby to Yang depletion. And I don't know if they're going to be able to cleanly take a fight without getting third-partied, and that is the biggest problem with the Xiphon composition. It is all or nothing. You have to burn the Zai and the Midhari ultimate to confirm those free F3 resets that give the Zai the damage and the reposition availability, and because they're playing it without a normal support hero with the Zip, with the Karumi, they are looking a lot more vulnerable, as unfortunately for them, they're also not looking inside the invisibility bush. OUG, the one team that potentially, that was exactly the composition JL want to run into. They've got the Matari, OUG are on the Viper. You can use the Matari ultimate to counter the Viper ultimate, but JL are entirely clueless that they just walked past one of the compositions that they are designed to counter.
That is heartbreaking. GG went and reset inside the corruption. So they are just going to use it as a free rotate, basically, at this point, seeing as they didn't have any more time to use the Million Birds Might. And JL, 1 minute left on the clock. It's hard to kill all 3 players of another team in a minute. So they might be a little bit cooked here, though they do find
there's a fight.
KLA. Can they take this fight, though? They just don't have the time, I don't think. It's
a third party,
in
though.
The area.
Yeah.
XCG are about. Let's see. VVV has already popped the F. Has got the ultimate, so you can get the reset on the F available. There it is. Looking to slam down onto CXZ. If he can get one, he can at least keep his team's hopes and dreams alive. But it is so hard with so many people in the area. He's just finding himself completely CC locked right now, trying to use those chains to the best of his ability, as KLA CXZ is going a little bit low. Has got the healing to keep him up, though. 20 seconds left for JL, and their dreams will disappear in a splash. Coming down with the Meteor, slamming in to one of the KLA members, but CXZ is able to hold his life, and with 8 seconds left, the mechs coming in, this is the end of the game for JL. No opportunity for them to pull that one back, and XCG are going to be happy for the 3 kills they just got.
GG are going to be so over the moon happy. that they took that Realm of Yang and put JL under Yang depletion. KLA now catching on to XEG as JL go out of this lobby entirely. Bowder, XEG, and KLA all hoping to keep their game alive. Unfortunately, they're going to be playing off of GG's tempo currently. All they can do is hope that they put up enough kills and a high enough multiplier that they hit that 70 marker and that GG do not get MVP. And as a result, the day continues. XEG backing on off. KLA likewise going to be disengaging, not wanting to stick around into that corruption tick damages. GG, they are just full survival for the full 3 players. Rotate into Spirit Wells to shore up all of the resources, pick up legendary armor for your Volda, and then rotate around the outer edges of the zone in hopes of catching some of those straggle teams and managing to find some isolated fights where you don't have to all in every single one of your ultimates and can just keep those in the back pocket in case you get third-partied. There is a very high risk, however, in going for this strategy. If KLA are able to keep the momentum, or XEG or Bowder, who are all sitting around the 6 and 7 point mark in terms of kills, GG are so far away from everybody else. If every single team goes down around Temple, or rather Plumed, instead of where GG currently are over in Snowfields, GG lose the opportunity to MVP, and we go another game.
Yeah, that's the thing. And if we do go the other game, just look at the scoreboards right now. KLA, very, very close. They have 8 points to get to qualify. 7 for XEG, 7 for Bowder. It's so close for a bunch of these teams. They can really pull it in. I would be very worried if I was GG right now, because these teams are getting kills. But Wolves, probably one of the better people to start taking kills off the board for GG, just because they're going to be, you know, not a threat to them anytime soon.
Yeah, but the worst possible outcome for teams like KLA and XEG, because like you said, Wolves are inconsequential right now to GG. That was their 3rd kill in the lobby. If you want this day to continue, you need the likes of Bowder, KLA, and XEG to be the ones that are picking up these kills. And every single kill that's denied to them gives GG that one step closer to walking away with the championship in this match. So the fact that Wolves XEM on this side has a legendary scaled weapon is the worst thing for the likes of Bowder, KLA, and XEG to have to deal with, especially if OUG Shinyu goes down. Oh, that's so unfortunate. OUG went from being in the top 4 to sliding all the way down to current 6th. We're yet to see where GG are in all of this chaos, but I still think that they're on a long rotation. They are taking... Oh, there we go. Thanks, Pod. They are just taking a vacation. Right now, we're on Holoroth, but for the way that GG are playing, they might as well be on Morris.
Yeah, they're just off on a ski break while everyone else is down by the temple having a fight. Or the castle, actually. It's Plume Castle, isn't it? It's just a bit of a waiting game for them. There's still 22 players left in the game, so as long as they have a good pop-off at the end, they could win it. But the problem is every moment they spend up away from Plumes and away from where the action is currently happening, KLA get another kill, Bowder get another kill, XEG get another kill. These teams who are currently very close to having that MVP eligibility for themselves may just be able to sneak away the MVP for this game and deny GG from winning. And I think, honestly, from the amount of kills that we are having, as long as one of those teams doesn't go out, we could have another 3-4 teams qualifying, and suddenly it's 6 people in contention into Game 7.
Yeah, so here's GG's thinking. They wanted to go to heal off. They wanted to go to heal off. They're prioritizing having the Volda, prioritizing having the Yushan, doing the circuit to control things like the Spirit Well. They want this to go to heal so that the Volda V2 reset and the Yushan ultimate health reset can win it out in the end against all of these other teams. And even if they don't have more kills than everybody else, the kill multiplier gives them that little edge that tips them over into walking away with MVP. And there is a huge risk. Yeah, there's a huge risk that is attached to the likes of KLA, Bowder, and XEG, who are having to play constantly aggressive, looking for those kills to deny GG, right? Which, great news for you if you're winning the fights. Unfortunately, it can get turned against you in a moment's time. You can go from having 7 kills and leading the lobby to being out before we get the last 5 teams in the areas. We can see QGD coming in with a huge uppercut catch into R and B to cater ultimate as well, gonna force that Zai Efri into repositioning his QGG with all of his shoves still intact, is just charging up the scale rushes to keep this pressure onto the Zai and make sure that the ultimate does not find any value coming out and cleaving down onto either the Karumi or the Temi. Furon Shelves finds the interruption. Karumi tethers well onto CXC. Another uppercut catch into Furon Shelf from QGG, and he just makes it look flawless with this Takeda, as in the meantime, GG have been found. This is either going to go brilliantly for this team, or it's going to mean that this lobby closes out early, because the team that they find is a team that was not ready to take a fight. Wuchen teleport comes through. GG not going to be able to collapse directly on top of them because of the Tesla V1 3-second stagger, but the second that one's gone, GG now have the option of chasing down JDG, understanding that their loot is in a much better position than this other team.
Yeah, they are super set up to face them. They see Tutik, I believe, just behind that rock. I don't know if LXM actually saw him just for a brief second. They will now see them. They're on the lake, so they know where Tutik is, and they can see the rest of JDG. And everybody else is by plumed. So this is a third-party-less fight, realistically, for them, unless somebody has sprinted up in the meanwhile.
Bane's in the middle as well.
They have their ultimates as well. They barely used anything to get those fights. On the other side, JDG used everything. The Bane's breath comes down. That may be enough just to scare them off. Bowder close behind GG, so GG do need to be a little bit careful on this front. Looks like they're not done, though. They want to keep the pressure up. Tutik taking a bunch of damage, gets caught out by the grapple. He's going to get locked in place, and JDG may find himself in danger. They come in with the Viper lockdown, and actually Wolves are joining in to the middle of the action. CJS is going to find himself caught out, and it looks like GG are just going to have to call it there.
Yeah.
CJS using his ultimate is pretty big, though, for GG. Yeah,
but he was using it to cover for his Valda.
Yes.
He used it to cover for his Valda so that CJS, or LXM, was able to reposition despite getting hit by a lot of that CC. They understood, that there were too many teams in the area, and here come KLA, full commitment. As a result, we're going to see GG have to go into that Farrier mech and look to reposition with the boosters. Tessa third party, however, that V1 bails GG out. KLA have to call it quits on the fight because of the Tessa team staying in the area. CJS now outside of that mech is going to get pushed onto Frozen Lake. Doesn't have the Yushin ultimate because had to use it early. LXM doesn't get to hit into the V2. This is the turnaround. Phoenix Burst comes out now, connecting onto CJS, and Bowder have done what they needed. 62.3, but crucially plus 12.3. GG reduced to the one player. If this game goes next, Bowder have qualified to match point eligibility as well. GG hunting down that team, taking that fight into Bane's Breath was their absolute undoing, Jake. They had the game plan. They wanted to play it slow, and that tempo shift, that little bit of over-aggression has cost them dearly.
I don't think they have the money or the ability to get somebody up now, so that might just have to come down to a miracle fair play from 330.
I don't think there's Rebirth charms left in the stores.
I doubt that. I don't even know if there's a store or a soul altar nearby, though, is the problem. Like, and if he leaves the bush, they see him. It's really rough for him right now. I don't think he's got the mech coming up anytime soon either. We are going to see the zone shift and move, and unfortunately, that herds everyone towards 330, who is going to get spotted and forced out. Is going to take himself away. The grapple's coming in, and Wolves are keeping the pressure up onto 330. He is now caught inside for the moment. Just pops the F just to stay aerial, but he is going to get caught by the Tessa. Everything is being thrown onto 330. It is the world against him. The Bane's breath comes down. 330 comes in with a parry onto Tutik, and the team that he started the fight versus is the one that takes him out. JDG get their revenge.
JDG, that kite directly through Bane into so many other teams. Like you said, it's so fitting that they are the undoing of GG. We're guaranteed to go another game. Bowder lose one of their players. but they are sitting pretty. They were not looking for an MVP. They were looking for the points necessary to eclipse 70, which then teleport comes into play. We should be able to find the revive onto Tessa as a result. However, it is not going to be out of the woods just yet. They get jumped upon now by JDG, who saw where the Witch and teleport was set up. Windwall comes on through, providing that necessary cushion for Bowder to find the reset. 12 teams left in the lobby. KLA also managing to make it above the 70-point mark. XEG, OUG, unfortunately, all already eliminated. Jake, so right now, it's just JDG and Wolves. JDG, the only one really realistically able to, if they pop off here, put themselves into potentially taking an MVP eligibility in Game 7, but they're going to have to kill so many of these players, probably every single player left in this lobby, as well as have the last team standing, if they want to find that reality for themselves. As off of the back of that one, we're going to see a little bit of a lull in terms of the action. Everyone waiting for the corruption tick to ignite the fight, and when it does, it's going to get real fast, real brutal, very, very shortly, as KLA, with this Sand Siphon composition, crucially have the Karumi rather than that Z-Ping, which has benefited so often. I don't know if we have any Viper teams left. I think we do. JDG, I believe, have that Viper, and off of finding the pick onto GG, they've actually been able to ferry the legendary armor that was on the ferry over to that Viper. There's the Aurora Burst that was so instrumental, but Bowder getting that one early on, getting to go up against those Transformer teams, is accompanied by Merciless Havoc, as well as No Way that we have Razor on the spear as well, coming through from this team. 3 legendary Soul Jades. They are absolutely stacked.
How about it? So stacked, actually. That is crazy. And no one's going to be able to push up onto them. Like, you're not walking into an Aurora Burst. That's just straight up not happening. It's going to be very, very hard. As KLA actually trying to get their hands on to this Soul Well. But again, for them, for Bowder, their work is done. It's really all about Wolves and JDG to see if they can maybe get some more points under their belt. But I don't know if JDG can physically get enough points to make it to 70 this game. So, I mean, yeah, I guess if they kill everyone and take
they can make that Game 7 less stressful. If they post up a lot of points in this game, then Game 7, they don't have to pop off crazily hard.
It's still scary, though, because now there's 4 teams next game who are all at MVP eligibility, and Bowder and KLA have been popping off these last few games as well. So
I mean, Bowder have 3 legendary Soul Jades, which are only going to get more valuable. And you have to remember as well, it's the V3 that their Viper's running, not the V1. Spirit Well comes on through. Bowder reposition. They do not want to be the team directly in the middle of it, because that is the team that's going to get targeted down by everybody else. And it does look like it's JDG actually who rotate into it to try and grab up that space. Wolves taking pressure from Bowder, could potentially be kited into them. Ooh, Overcomer comes on through from KLA. I think that's 2 Overcomers actually that KLA have been able to get their hands on. Merciless Havoc as well comes on through from Bowder. They are absolutely stacked with those Soul Jades. They're going to be able to use those 3 to run the lobby. The second that this Spirit Well drops, Bowder is going to be collapsing on top of JDG. Can't take the full engagement that they wanted, however, because they potentially could have been caught in the middle. Wolves looking for that third party. No one wanting to actively take the engagement. The first team that makes the first move is going to be the one that the other 2 teams directly turn on to. And as a result, we might see it go all the way into zone collapse. Bowder as well, getting that full cushion of Merciless Havoc for the Viper to activate Tuna and continuously have the heal. Phoenix Burst comes on through, hits onto XEM, forces the Zion to utilizing that F3 a lot earlier than Wolves wanted to. Matari Ultimate also coming on through. Tessa Ultimate now thrown in defense to shove Wolves back. And XEM has to put himself into the sky so the 3-second stagger window does not seal his death.
Well, Tutix actually just jumped into the middle of all of this action right now. TGG holding the high ground. JDG are set up for victory here, but they have a lot of work to do. Lots of gear, very, very strong Soul Jades. as well, but they do have to get through Valda and that Aurora burst coming in as QGG secures one for his team. Pops the ultimate with the fear and shove, just going to force people back and away from his corner. The overcomer as well. There's so much zone control that QGG are working with, and now ZDI jumping in. He's going to lock the whole lobby in place, and in jumps everyone. It's just a blender of action. QGG, all of the Karumi ultimates getting popped as KLA able to secure a kill on the peak. They take down Tutik. KLA are taking everyone down in the lobby. It is all on them. Uran is able to secure one for his team, but ZK, low HP. It's onto him versus QGG. KLA blows this one out with a victory.